we got a bit more news to get to, but I also want to note before we get to the news that AEW, that NXT Deadline and the Ring of Honor's biggest pay-per-view of the year, Final Battle, will be both taking place tonight on December the 10th as the final two pay-per-views of 2022. And will be getting their own individual prediction videos later today. But with that out of the way, let's get into the news. As, speaking of pay-per-views, in 2023, AEW will be adding to their list of pay-per-views. Right now, it's Revolution, Full Gear, All Out, and Double or Nothing. But AEW will be keeping around the Forbidden Door event that took place in the summer this past year. So they will, I'm assuming it will also be a collective pay-per-view or a collaborated pay-per-view with New Japan like it was last year, which would help AEW because Double or Nothing usually takes place in May. So it would allow AEW not to have to rush to develop matches for Forbidden Door and focus more on the interpromotional aspect of things for that pay-per-view and give the main matches for AEW room to breathe because it would be more focused on New Japan and AEW collectively matches collectively. But it's going to be an interesting year for New Japan next year, as they have Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows coming over from WWE and AEW talent on New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom. So it's going to be a big year for the Forbidden Door. And it does leave the question of WWE opening up the Forbidden Door to work with New Japan in some form or fashion, which if WWE sees if WWE sees the ability to gain something from a partnership with New Japan, they wouldn't hesitate to be able to go that route and do it. Especially now under the guise of Triple H and not the guise of the previous generation. A little bit more AEW news as former WWE NXT star Trent Seven made his debut on Rampage last night as the challenger for Orange Cassidy and the All-Atlantic Championship. And the fact of the matter is, it made people think that Trent Seven was just a one and done. But due to the fact that Trent Seven got in the post-match brawl and was involved in the post-match brawl, specifically with Dustin Rhodes, that opened up the possibility that Trent Seven will not be a one and done with AEW, and maybe with AEW for the short term. For all we know, he could do something similar to what Matt Cardona did when Cardona made his debut shortly after leaving WWE in 2020, and just come in for a short period of time and then walk away. But all we do know is it does seem like until we see that special banner from Tony Khan on his Twitter, that we're going to say that Mr. Trent Seven is here, but here for the short term and not the long term. But he will likely be back with AEW, which is a big get for AEW in my opinion, because Trent Seven is extremely talented, and I'm surprised that WWE didn't keep him around with the eventual NXT Europe that is supposed to be taking off next year. Speaking of AEW, again, this is one of those cases before I wish I could have Fight Forever, but that hopefully will be something that we get to next year. MJF was rumored to be turning babyface after Full Gear, and AEW officially scrapped plans to turn MJF and not keep him as their top heel, which you have to wonder with how Full Gear went, how they would have turned MJF or how they would have went the route of giving MJF a babyface run or that babyface rub. But you have to figure that the finish of the match would have been a little bit different if they went the route of turning MJF good or face and not keeping him as the top heel, the dastardly devil he is. But you gotta wonder why that even. I mean, honestly, you gotta wonder why that was even considered. But I mean, I sort of understand it, but at the same time, I don't. To be honest with you. I'm just gonna throw it out there that apparently WWE is working with E again. I don't know a lot about it. I don't care to know a lot about it because I didn't pay attention to the other projects that WWE did with E. Reality TV is just not my cup of tea. But WWE is supposedly working with the E Network again on another reality show. This one having to do with WWE couples, with real WWE couples, and it could lead to people returning to the company to be a part of the show, and even people that are not with the company being a part of the show. That one name mentioned was Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona, as Chelsea Green is already expected to be a part of the show, but to my knowledge, neither Chelsea or Cardona are with WWE at this very moment. But that could change in an instant because you never know how quick Triple H moves when it comes to re-signing former talent that I think he feels like shouldn't have been released in the first place. Now, I don't know if it's CM Punk trying to keep himself in the news, but apparently CM Punk has been sharing pictures of his WWE run on his Instagram stories, which has, of course, been prompting rumors to start spreading that Punk could be returning to WWE. I mean, again, under the previous regime, I don't see that happening. Under this regime, maybe they could put it aside, but the fact of the matter is, I don't see that happening 100 times over because I just don't see CM Punk returning to WWE at all. I think Punk more or less is done with professional wrestling and is ready to move on to something else. Would him coming to WWE be a huge get for WWE? Abso-freaking-lutely. But it's just a matter of if WWE would be able to keep CM Punk in check, and maybe it just wasn't a proper match, him and AEW, with the style that AEW promotes, that maybe it just wasn't the right fit. Who really knows why that didn't work out? But all we do know is don't expect Punk to be in WWE. I would not expect Punk to be in WWE. That's all I gotta say. I would not expect Punk to be in WWE. I think it's more likely that CM Punk is done with professional wrestling than being part of professional wrestling again. Ever. I know that's what we said for the better part of the last decade while he was gone, but the fact of the matter is, after how his AEW run went, I don't see it changing anytime soon. Or this time, at least. Also, I just want to put out there that I did mention in a recent news video the rumors that we heard over the summer of former WWE creative writer Freddie Prinze Jr. setting up his own wrestling promotion. I may do a video on it in the not too distant future. I will also do a video on the recap of 2023 and expectations. 2022 rather, and expectations for 2023 for AEW, WWE, and Ring of Honor. But I also want to note, the fact of the matter is that we have been told more than once that we will get an update tonight at Final Battle on the future of AEW, of Ring of Honor, as far as TV is concerned. So that is a big update for everyone hoping for the future health and success and stability of Ring of Honor. And I think that whatever happens at Final Battle will be a way for AEW to set up for the future of Ring of Honor more than anything else. Because that's what they need to do, is set up for the future of Ring of Honor. Because I honestly don't see people like, no offense to Ring of Honor, but I don't see people like Chris Jericho or, I mean, I could see FTR, but I don't see Chris Jericho staying with Ring of Honor and not being featured on AEW programming. Because if he's Ring of Honor World Champion, I don't see him featured on AEW, because there's no point to have the Ring of Honor champion featured on AEW programming and not on Ring of Honor programming. So I think it's where AEW specific talent will move back to Ring of Honor and rejoin the brand. I mean, rejoin AEW specifically, and you know, you will see more of an official separation. Because also, I just want to say, more than likely, that this is the end of the feud between the Briscoes and FTR tonight in the dog collar chain match. But that we will break down both Final Battle and NXT Deadline in their official videos later today. So stay tuned for that. If you're excited about the predictions, let me know down in the comment section below. And also, if you are looking forward to Final Battle and NXT Deadline tonight, let me know down in the comment section below. Because I, for one, am very much looking forward to seeing what exactly is the Iron Survivor Challenge and what. Well, basically, I'm looking forward to seeing if WWE actually struck gold with the concept of the Iron Survivor Challenge, and if this is going to be something that we may see in WWE 2K23 next year. But for that, we gotta wait until later tonight and another video, because we will break down Deadline and Final Battle in their own videos later today. But with that being said, let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts on anything and everything that we've talked about in these news videos. And also, if you have any thoughts on NXT Deadline or Final Battle or the TV deal for Ring of Honor or TV future for Ring of Honor, let me know down in the comment section below. With that being said, I will see you in the next video. Do not forget to ding that notification bell to always know when a new video is up on the channel, and I will see you soon.